This is called Bye Bye Baby. Hi, my name is Jim, and I am mentally ill. Hi, Jim. I'll get to the gories in a second, but long story short, multiple moons ago, I was diagnosed with depression, which involved a stint in a gay nut house. The diagnosis got a bit more interesting a few months later when my mental health team, led by a shrink named Venus, decided with my blessing that I was bipolar 2. Bipolar 2 means I cycle through periods of manic to depressive behavior, nothing too extreme like bipolar 1. My mania doesn't include major grandiosity or psychoses, and my depressions don't include the inability to leave my bed or crawl out of my cave for days at a time. I gotta admit, bipolar 1 sounds a little bit better. A little jealous, it's more dramatic. So it's bipolar light. Less calories, but still crazy fun that could send you to the loony bin Fruit Loop flavor. For a little official context, it's true that gay people have the higher rates of depression and other mental illnesses compared to the rest of the population, and people with HIV are also blessed with more of the above. So no, I'm not alone on either account, and yes, I'm not all that special. I have known and continue to know people with mental health issues. And I have to say, at some level, the whole mental illness thing kind of freaked me out. It used to, at least. It was like you just never knew when the cuckoo, spitting up food, it just never, talk about crazy. It was like you just never knew when the cuckoo banana bird was going to come out and yodel climb every mountain. Should I keep the white van on speed dial? Now, of course, I'm officially diagnosed as one of them, and it's an enormous relief. So that's why I felt this way for all my life. I'm not crazy. Well, all right, a little bit, but now at least there's a reason, an answer, and sweet, sweet pharmaceutical assistance. Getting to that point of sweet, sweet relief, however, was absolute torture. Someone you love, desperately so, looking into your eyes and telling you those 3 little words, "You need help," is not exactly an airbrushed feelings moment. The recognition that I needed help, coming from the man who was in the weeks-long process of shattering my heart, felt shameful, embarrassing, and made me really, really pissed off. Because it was all his fault. I knew I was unraveling, but I would have stayed nicely raveled, thank you, if he hadn't pulled one of the many loose threads that kept me together. But I nodded, yes, I do. And then we made a plan. The plan was that he would be back to pick me up in the morning and take me somewhere for this so-called help. Wherever. I actually didn't like this plan at all, and I knew I would blow him off in the morning. I ain't gonna answer my phone. Yeah, help this. So, not more than 10 minutes later after he left my house, quelle surprise, the police arrived. He had called them because he had reason to believe I was in a bad state and considering bad things, doing bad things, or at least one very bad thing. As they were coming down the hall, I rang him on his cell and whispered, "Why?" Moments later, the policemen were at my door, both super nice and super cute, and soon made it super crystal clear they had no intention of leaving me alone. Like a sucker, I had divulged to them, so nice and so cute through the fog of suicidal ideation, that earlier in the day I had been indeed thinking about bad things. So now I had a choice. Either I had to call someone who would agree to come over and stay with me, and they would wait for this to happen, or they were going to take me somewhere to talk to someone. Now I had no plans of sharing this drama with anyone, so I naively got into the back of their squad, thinking I would go somewhere and talk to someone, and I would be home sometime later in the evening. It was 9 p.m. or so at this point. I'd be back in my bed by 11. Yeah. Woe is the naive, for he shall remain somewhere for some time, to equal 3 days and 3 nights, tossing and turning on a plastic bed, less comfy than the non-plastic one at home. No toothbrush, no beauty products, no change of clothes, no contract, no studio. And those days, that was a Mommy Dearest reference. Hello. Everything can be related to a Mommy Dearest movie. And those days would be filled with group sessions after group sessions after group sessions, and art therapy with the madness paintings in my hope chest to prove it. All punctuated by med times and meal times, the good times, and more than a few games of Uno with my new friends, and decaf. Decaf, a horror topped only by a counselor of pure evil on the unit, who on the first night pulled me into my room, shut the door, and read me the riot act. He had found out that I had attempted to sign myself out of the psychiatric getaway spa my first morning, first thing. You know, I had just decided I didn't need to be there anymore. He got all, "Don't mess with mama," hissing at me, this gay nurse Diesel. "How dare you? You are mentally ill. I don't want you representing me in Washington, D.C. with an untreated mental illness." Yeah, right. If we got rid of everyone with untreated psychological disorders in our nation's capital, there'd be no one left. But I didn't dare say that, however. I agreed with him. All meek. Yes, you're right. I'm mentally ill. I had already gotten wise after a little dust-up I had earlier over some crazy nurse trying to give me the wrong HIV meds. I kind of went into a rage attack. So I didn't want to rustle any more feathers of this mean little Missy, or anyone else for that matter. I did not want another unfortunate notation in my chart, because lots of smiley faces and stars on that chart were going to be my golden ticket out of there. And that's it.